your mind is a pattern analyzing, recognizing, adopting machine. So the more you work with something, the more it's going to integrate in your brain. Programming is a learn by doing kind of thing. Basically, you just need to be working with this stuff. All right, so I'm going to introduce you to a new little online tool thing that you can use. It's called JS Fiddle. So if you just type into Google JS Fiddle and then you click this top link here, it's going to open up a JS Fiddle for you. What is that exactly? Well, it's like a little mini development environment. So right here you have your space for HTML, then you have your space for CSS, then you have your space for JavaScript. You'll also have an output area right here, and then you'll have like a, it looks like they have a JavaScript console right here. Okay. Let's bounce back to W3 Schools at the main page. Let's scroll down and just grab this HTML right here. Let's copy that. Let's bring it into JS Fiddle and we'll drop it. Okay, cool. Nothing showed up here in the results section, so we're just going to click run. After you click run, it's going to say this is a heading, this is a paragraph. We're used to that. We've seen it a few times. However, it's running in this JS Fiddle. So now we have like kind of like an instant feedback loop. All right, cool. So let's get fancy with it. Let's change some CSS. So scroll down a little more. See our CSS is right here, so we can grab this. Go back to JS Fiddle, drop that in there. Click run. You can see, boom, it changed again. Okay. So our CSS applied. Just to show you how it works a little bit more, I'm just going to change this to blue. Click run. It's blue. Okay. I'm going to undo that. Click run. You see? Cool. All right. So let's go back to W3 Schools. Let's scroll down one more. And you can see right here in this JavaScript example, it's broken up into two parts. There's this button right here. And then there's this script tag that has this JavaScript inside of it. Okay. Don't worry about how complex this looks. We'll get to it. So what I want to do first is just copy this, which is an HTML tag, button tag, and it has an on-click function that calls something called my function. This click me here is just the text that's going to be inside that button. I'll show you what I mean. So when we go down here we go into our HTML, make a little space here. We're just going to paste that button in there. Okay. We're going to copy this on click equals my function, delete that. So now we just have a button that says click me. We're going to click run. Boom. There's our button. You click it, nothing happens. Okay. So then I'm going to go back to this W3 Schools, copy this button again, go back to the JS Fiddle, delete this click me button, and paste this new one in here called button on click my function. Okay. When I click this run button, it's just going to say click me again. But when we click it, it's going to say in the console that the function is not defined. This console right here is basically the same thing as running it in DevTools. Okay, you can see my function is not defined. So you know, obviously, this function right here, that when you click the button on click, this function right here is not being called because, well, it is being called, but it doesn't exist. So you're getting a reference error. Okay. I know it might be slightly confusing. Just stick with me. So what I'm going to do is copy this. Well, really, I'm just going to copy the name, my function. And we're going to go ahead and create that function now. Function, paste my function, put the parentheses at the end, and then these curly brackets. Okay. So this right here is essentially what a function looks like in JavaScript. Don't worry if you don't know what a function is. We're going to learn. So then what I want to do is open these curly braces up so that we have some space in our function. Okay, so basically when you're writing a function, you're just typing function. Sorry, you're just writing function and then my function, a parentheses, and then brackets. Inside the brackets is where you're actually going to put the stuff that your function is going to run. Okay, just keeping it real simple here. I'm just going to write alert. And then, yeah, let's just keep it simple. Alert. So make sure to add these little semicolons at the end, because it's kind of like a JavaScript thing that you have to do as part of the language. All these languages are kind of different. So in JavaScript, you got to add these little semicolons at the end of your statements. So let's run our function. Nothing happened. Oh, that's right. I got to hit the click me button. Popped up an alert. Pretty cool. Okay, cool. Well, what else can we do with an alert? Well, you could go to W3 Schools and look up alert and then see like what its functionality is. Let's do that real quick. So I'm at W3 Schools. I'm just going to type alert. I'm just going to pull this up, scroll down. Window alert method. Let's just click the first result. So alert. Okay, so what can we do? We can, it tells you all about it, right? So it looks like, hello, I'm an alert box. Let's just copy that. Let's replace this. All right, so we see alert, and it's got a string in there. Hello, I'm an alert box. I called it a string, but like it's the message that alert can take, and you can read about it in that W3 Schools documentation. So what we're going to do is click run again, and then we're going to click this click me button. Boom. Hello, I'm an alert box. That's pretty cool. Next, what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this, and actually, next what we're going to do is we're going to log something to the console. So let's just do console.log. We're going to do the same thing like we did with alert, but we're going to say this is from this message showed up because you clicked the button. Okay, cool. So let me clean this up. Basically, we have our function. It's going to run an alert, then it's going to run console.log. What's console.log? Well, we talked about it earlier, remember? So we're going to clear this console here. We're going to run. So we just ran our code. Now we're going to click me. You're going to see an alert pops up. I bet console.log will pop up in that console. Boom. That's pretty sweet, right? So why did it run that way? Oh, that's a great question. And we can get into that later. But for right now, I just wanted you to see that you can create a function. You can create a button and what that looks like, which is really cool. You can also do other things like console.log 4 plus 4. Let's see what that does. Look at that. It added two numbers together. And because we logged the 4 plus 4 to the console, it ran the 4 plus 4. Whatever it got back from it, it pushed it out to the console, which is pretty cool. So that's the basic gist of how you can create a button in HTML, how you can add some JavaScript to it, and then when you click it, it'll call a function. One last thing I want to show you real quick. We talked about the DOM in the last video. So what I'm going to do is create, inside of this function, I'm going to create a call to the DOM and change the background color when I click a button. Okay. So let's just do, I'm going to put this here as blue. And then I'm going to do, inside this function, I'm going to get rid of this alert and get rid of this 4 plus 4. We're just going to have this message here. And then I'm going to change the background color. So how do we change the background color? Great question. Glad you asked. So basically all you have to do is just ask Google how to change the background color of a web page in JavaScript. When you're learning, definitely don't be afraid to ask questions to Google. It's a skill set that you need to develop. Because you need to become self-reliant and confident in yourself. That's like the number one thing that makes a programmer good. That being said, looks like we have how do I change a background color in JavaScript? Let's click it. So that's Stack Overflow. This is what Stack Overflow looks like. Definitely, you need to nerd out on this. It's great because if you don't understand how to do something, you can ask Google and then you look for the Stack Overflow and you can kind of figure it out. But another reason that you want to use Stack Overflow is like maybe you have a solution to something, but you want to see how other people solved it. Stack Overflow is a great resource for that because you can just dive in, look to see how other people solved the problem. And it's just, it'll expand your mind, make you think about different things. And some people really take the time to talk about things on here, and it's just a great education resource. So I highly recommend that, if you have any questions about anything, Google search it. There's been a lot of developers I've worked with that would ask me a question and I would just simply Google search what they're asking me and find some Stack Overflow articles or whatever, results, etc. And then I would send them back to them and be like, hey, take a look at this or that kind of thing. And, that's just kind of how it is. So anyways, that aside, let's get into it. So you can see the top answer is this. I don't know, that looks super complicated, so I'm skipping that. This one looks pretty simple, so we're going to grab this. Let's head back to JS Fiddle. This right here is, I believe, hexadecimal code, which don't even worry about that. We're just going to stick to like using names like blue or light blue. So let's just grab this. Let's put the color blue there. And then what we're going to do is when we run this function, it should call the DOM. So this document, it should grab the body, which is this, which is also this in our CSS, the style, which is, our style sheet, and then the background color, which is this part right here. Okay. What that is going to do is change this light blue to regular blue. Okay, so let's try it. Now when we click the button, let's see what happens. I love it. So that is basic JavaScript 101. It's rewatch this video until this makes sense is all I gotta say, and play around in JS Fiddle and break things and mess things up, whatever. I mean, if you break something or something messes up, all you gotta do is click run, or you can just refresh your page. So I hope this helped. Like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm trying to make a difference here. I'm trying to help the world, learn programming. More videos to come. I'm just literally not gatekeeping. I'm just going to show you the way, and I'm going to teach you in this conversational approach where I give you rationale behind things, the theory behind things, the motivation behind things, the potential pitfalls, etc. I'm hoping to make some fans out there, so let me know if there's something I can do or improve on or help answer a question. Really, I just want to develop a relationship with people out there in the world. I think I have some knowledge to share, so hopefully you got something out of it. Anyways, take care. Have a great day.